Hello everybody, my name is Josh, and welcome back to Would You Rather. I actually thoroughly enjoyed this last time I did it, so I'm going to do another video of it just for the fun of it, because I can. So, would you rather... Oh, well, sorry about this guys, let's start my timer, so I know how much time I've been recording, because otherwise, we end up having 20 or 30 minute videos, even though we think it's 15 minutes because time goes by so fast. Anyway, would you rather live in your dream house thousands of miles away from any civilization, or live in the city of your dreams in a small house with 5 foreigners you can't understand? Well, on the one hand, I get to live in my dream house. The downside is it's thousands of miles from any civilization, which means any food I gotta get, or water I gotta get that for myself off the land, which would be a problem for me because I love camping. I go camping every summer, so that to me that sounds fun, living in nature. As long as I have the internet so I can record for you guys and do stuff. On the other hand, here I get to live in the city of my dreams, which I really don't have a city in my dreams. I don't really have a house in my dreams either, now that I think about it. But anyway, in a small house, which I already live in a small house, it doesn't really bother me, with 5 foreigners you can't understand. So there's just 5 random people speaking random languages you can't understand, which for me is every other language than English, because I only speak English. I speak a little German, I guess, but or rather I should say, I speak a few words of multiple languages, but only like 1 or 2 words, maybe 5 words max. I think German's I can speak like 10 words, but that's really about it. So I literally can only fluently speak English, so it's like every other language out there would be foreign to me. So if I had 5 random people in the house that I could not understand, it would probably drive me crazy, especially if it's in a small house. Because I live in a small house with a family of 4 already, my parents, my brother, and me, and a dog, so I suppose there's already 5 of us here, and it's already kind of cramped. And we already know what we're saying, we're getting into fights. Just imagine if you couldn't understand what people were saying. So, I actually wouldn't mind living out. And a lot of people agree with me. Why not live off the land instead of... Again, nothing against people who speak other languages, but that would kind of drive me crazy. Would you rather live happily ever after with your favorite romance novel hero, or live happily ever after with your favorite movie TV show hero? Well, I don't have a favorite romance hero. I've never even heard of such a thing, to be honest. Then again, I suppose if you say, well, so-and-so is my hero, I suppose you can have a romance novel where you have someone that you think is a hero out of that novel, but I never know. However, I've had quite a bit of interesting TV show heroes, like Superman, for example, that I wouldn't mind being. There are a few downsides of Superman, though. The kryptonite part there's many different types of kryptonite, but we'll get into that later. So yeah, I would go with the TV. Oh, and a lot of them agree with me. Would you rather live to be 120 and accomplish nothing notable, or live to be 50 and be well known for world-changing accomplishments? On one hand, I get to live to 120, but I accomplished literally nothing notable. That doesn't mean that I didn't necessarily accomplish anything, it just means there's nothing that I'll go down in history for. I have lived a long life. I probably would have a beautiful wife, lots of kids, grandkids, so forth and so forth. So that would be an accomplishment. I'd probably had a nice job or whatever. But I've accomplished nothing that would make me go down in history, which is most people. Most people don't really go down in history. Or live to 50 and accomplish something world-changing, which means I probably did something really huge but probably died doing it, such as going to Mars or something. Which, to be honest, would be kind of cool to accomplish something world-changing. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind just living a nice long life. So I'm just going to go with 120 because I would like to live longer than 50. Wow, people... I suppose most people want to be remembered. But for me, as long as I have a beautiful wife, kids, amazing job, that's all that matters to me. I don't have to accomplish anything. I mean, if I do, great. If I accomplish something world amazing, but it's not... I don't have to be remembered for all eternity. It doesn't really... So, would you rather vacation in the Pacific or vacation in the Caribbean? Or they're both oceans. And I love swimming. Don't really love sharks. Did I ever see a... Other than inside, like the zoo and stuff, I've never really seen a shark in the ocean. I've been by the ocean before. It's actually kind of cool. Gosh, check that out. But, well, then, yeah, the oceans I went to was kind of actually pretty amazing. But anyway, I don't know, The Caribbean is more, I know what that is. I know what the Pacific is too, but the Pacific is just, that's a kind of like a, I suppose they're saying the Pacific. Is that off where California is? That is off where New York is. Or I suppose the Caribbean was probably part of that too. So it's actually, would you want a vacation in the east of the United States or western United States? I think is more what it's asking, because the Pacific would be, what's that? No, Pacific is northern, whatever. All I know is I know where the Caribbean is, and that seems like a better place to vacation than the Pacific. So, a lot of people agree with me. Moving on to the next question. Would you rather have the voice of Pee Wee Herman and dress perfectly, or have the voice of Morgan Freeman and dress terribly? I don't want to have the voice of Pee Wee Herman whatsoever, and I'm already probably a terrible dresser because I don't match shit for shit. I'm always supposed to not the worst match. I'll wear red with black and green with blue or whatnot. I suppose I'm not the worst terrible dresser, but to me, I'm one of those people that, as long as I look presentable, that's all that matters to me. I'm not gonna sit there and I don't care if you're. Well, I do care if you guys like me, but if I'm in public, I really don't usually go grocery shopping or whatever. I don't really care what I look like, really. Just picking up a few things and whatnot. Now, if I'm going out to dinner or something, or doing something important, then obviously, but if I'm just going shopping or just going out in public for a little bit with my friends or whatnot, as long as I look presentable, I really don't care what people think of me looks-wise, so I'll go with the Morgan Freeman. 76%. Now, I do care what people, don't get me wrong, I do care what people think about me, but just, I'm not, gonna overdress and make sure everything's perfect before I walk out the door. So, as long as I got nice shirt, clean pants, that's all that matters. Anyway, would you rather have 17 testicles or have one testicle the size of a coconut? I'm sorry. The most random question I have ever seen. Well, if I had 17 testicles, that would be... I don't think I'd be able to fit any of my pants or underwear on because I don't think they'd make big enough size, but I suppose they would probably. But the thing that would be a problem with me is that I'd be incredibly uncomfortable. Not to mention testicular torsion, is that how they say that? So it would be a whole bunch of problems all in one. On the other hand, having one testicle the size of a coconut means I know where, well, it kind of sounds wrong. I know where it is at all times. Well, no shit. But I wouldn't have as much of uncomfortable problems as I had 17 testicles, but this is just an awkward question. And that's pretty much split down the middle. We're moving on. Would you rather get $1 million or find true love? That is an interesting question, and a very common question. Would I rather be rich and have everything in the world I could possibly want, but yet probably be single and lonely for the rest of my life, or find the true love of my life and probably not have that much money at all? Now, a lot of people say, well, if I want to be with someone, I want to have a decent amount of money. To me, I was brought up in a middle-class home, then it's fine with me. And we're average, I'm not rich, but I'm not poor. I'm just right in the middle. That's perfectly fine with me. I never really had any aspirations to be rich. That's not to say that I wouldn't mind winning the lottery and being rich. That'd be awesome, but I'm not purposely trying to any get-rich schemes. I personally would mind trying to find my true love. Ooh, and most people agree with me, because I'd rather fall in love and have kids and stuff instead of just being rich. Yeah. Would you rather eat a quarter or eat chapstick? Well, if I eat a quarter, that's going down hard because I know I ain't chewing that. And I'm probably going to choke before it gets down to the bottom, so I'll probably be dead. And if I do manage to swallow that, I'm probably dead from metal poisoning of some sort. On the other hand, chapstick probably just tastes nasty as all heck. But at least I know it would go down okay. Most people agree with me, because that would be... eating a quarter is just death all around. Oh, if you had a machete, would you rather amputate the foot of 2 friends, or amputate one of your own feet? I'm sorry, that sounds so horrible. On one hand, I amputate my friend's feet, and I get to keep my feet. Sorry, friends. On the other hand, I have to amputate one of my own feet. I don't want to amputate one of my own feet, so... sorry, friends. Sorry, Sam, Tro, and Magoonie, if you're watching this. I feel like an ass, but I want to keep my own feet. Alright, would you rather be on jury duty or go to work? I have actually been on jury duty. I did not like it. Basically, you say, hey, I send you a paper, you gotta go to jury duty. Then you go to jury duty, and you wait. You obviously sign in and everything. And they have you sit in this giant room for literally 8 hours, waiting for to get chosen for jury duty. If you do get chosen, then you got to go through all these questions. Which, I mean, I understand why they go through all the questions once you're in there, because they want to make sure that you're going to be unbiased towards whatever is going on, and just non-stop questions. After that, they choose you whether or not you're going to stay or go. If you stay, then you just get to go through the trial, which I never actually did. When I got there, they actually had to finish the questions on the second day before they chose the jury, and then they sent the rest home, which, lucky me, because apparently they counted that as jury duty. But if you're not chosen, you got to go back, and if they don't choose you, then I think you got to go back 2 more days in a row for like a maximum of 3 days. And if they don't choose you all 3 days, then you got to come back in 2 years or 4 years or whatever. If you do choose, then you got like 8 years before you have to be able to come back. But anyway, that being said, going through that, I really didn't enjoy it. I don't know, just a lot of people say, well, it's break from work and whatnot, but I didn't really care for it. I preferred to be at work, actually, ironically enough. Work actually went by faster than the jury duty, but that's just my personal preference. I mean, everyone has their own personal preference, so I prefer work. And a lot of people agree with me because jury duty is not fun. Would you rather be Edward Cullen or be Eric Northman? I don't know who Eric Northman is. I really don't. You guys are probably like, really, dude? Really? But I don't know. I don't know who Eric Northman is, but I do know who Edward Cullen is. He's a vampire from Twilight. And since I don't know who Eric Northman is, and I do know who Edward Cullen is, I actually wouldn't mind being a vampire and living forever. And a lot of people say, hey, but everyone you love will die. Well, if I'm a vampire, then I can turn them into a vampire, and we all live together happily ever after. So that sounds okay to me. Wow, that's split down the middle. Alright, sorry, looking at the time there. If you were at the end of the world, would you rather throw yourself at lava or drown in a tsunami? Okay, so on one hand, if I land in the lava, hopefully head first if you were intelligent, because then you would just die instantly and you wouldn't feel any pain. It would be over if I landed feet first and you're feeling incredible pain before you die, which would not be smart. On the other hand, is drowning. Now, I'm going to go with the lava because I'm going to probably dive head first and instantly no pain whatsoever, but drowning I cannot stand. I don't know what it is with it. I mean, I can sit there and watch horror movies and people are ripped apart and shit. But if I see drowning, I literally got to walk out of the room until that part's done. I literally cannot watch drowning in any way, sense, or form. Suffocating doesn't bother me as much for some reason. I really prefer not to see suffocating at all either, but that suffocating doesn't really bother me. I can watch that, but when drowning happens, I don't know what it is. I just can't watch drowning. It just scary. I don't know if it's necessarily scary. It makes me incredibly uncomfortable. I can't watch that. That's just, and I personally wouldn't want to drown because that's the worst way to, because you're just guzzling water and you just can't. It's just no, just a whole lot. So I would just have to go with the lava. That's almost pretty split too, but lava wins more. So why would you want to drown? You literally can't breathe and you just suffocate slowly. That's not a good way to go. Anyway, would you rather launch an atomic bomb or be bombed with an atomic bomb? That's a really douche move. Well, on one hand, if I'm launching an atomic bomb, it's probably at my enemies and they're probably screwed. No, they are screwed. But then I get to live, which was really douchey for me to be launching a bomb at somebody else. On the other hand, if I'm bombed by an atomic bomb, unless I have an atomic shelter, which they're not saying whether I do or not, I'm dead. But it doesn't say I don't have an atomic shelter. So, I'm going to assume that I have a nuclear shelter where me and my family, my friends, and everybody I care about manages to get in there in time, and we all live happily ever after the bomb is dropped. That's what I'm gonna go with. So, and a lot of people just want to nuke innocent people. Alright, one more question before this video is end. Would you rather taste the same flavor of food or taste nothing ever again? Well, if I taste the same flavor of food, what food are we talking about? Because if I gotta taste like something, like if I gotta taste, depends on what kind of flavor that is. If I'm tasting something I really like if I'm tasting the flavor of lasagna, yeah, that would get annoying after a while, but at least everything still tastes good. If I'm tasting nothing at all, but then on the other hand, if I'm tasting something I don't like, if I'm tasting, what you guys probably like, well, if I'm tasting asparagus all the time, I would not like that. That's the only taste I was tasting. But then again, asparagus is an acquired taste. Some people like it, some people don't. Oh, it's just an example. It's one of the few. I'm not a very picky eater. I like most things. There are very few things I don't like, and that's one of them. But if I taste nothing ever again, I taste nothing, which actually wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, because then you can never say it tastes bad or it never tastes good. But then again, you can never know if the food went bad on you or not without looking at it. And there's a lot of things that go bad, but the look doesn't change. So you might eat it without realizing that it went bad, and then you end up getting sick. Like ham, bologna, and stuff like that you get from the store, that often gets slimy. And so I suppose you could probably see and touch that, but a lot of the times you don't notice it's slimy till you touch it. And if you can't taste anything and you end up accidentally eating that without realizing that it's slimy, then that's just, So I don't know. I would have to go with tasting the same flavor of food, because tasting nothing at all would drive me crazy. So that's just me, because... Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, because I love to cook and everything. My family loves to cook, and that's just the way we are. So to me, I love tasting food and cooking food, and that's just... If that was taken away from me, at least I can taste one flavor. That's all, at least one flavor. So it's better than not tasting anything at all, but that's just my opinion. So anyway, thank you guys for watching another Would You Rather. If you guys want me to continue this, please let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out my other videos. And I will see you later. Goodbye.